I'm Graham Smith, and welcome to Shades of Blood, and I shall be your GM for this journey, which I will take along with these four individuals here. So if I can get you guys to introduce yourself, that would be amazing.
Hello, I'm Tommy, and I will be playing an orc champion of Urik, who is called Madranna Moonwatcher.
Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I am playing Berikka Valdolo, who is a dwarf bard.
Hello, I'm Rick, and I'm playing a ratfolk angelic bloodline sorcerer named Percival Higginstooth, and he has large, chubby cheeks.
Hello, I'm Will, and I'm playing Varigan, a human thaumaturge.
Nice. That's everyone's introductions, and I'm just playing everybody else. So, along with my friendly voice changer. This time, unlike our regular games, I have taken some time to hopefully find the right voices for the right people, rather than just picking random voices. So as you meet people during this game, you should be getting the right voices for the people you are interacting with. Right, we're going to start off with a cinematic intro. I'm going to play some music, which harkens back to my youth. And I will give a little bit of a voiceover, whatever you want to call it, that introduces our characters. So, here we go. Let's start our music up. Off the eastern coast of Arcadia lies Talmandor's Bounty, a fledgling settlement on the Isle of Ancorato, founded in 4717 AR as a symbol of hope and liberty by the nation of Andoran. The colony's early days were marred by hardship, even sabotage at the hands of Algolthu agents, but it has endured. Today, Talmandor's Bounty thrives as a vital link in the Arcadian Wake, the trade route connecting the inner sea to Arcadia's grinding coast. But as the gods fall and the divine order crumbles in the wake of the gods' reign, Andoran begins to shift. Once champions of democracy, the nation's leaders now look towards militarization, training soldiers, forging weapons, and investing in knowledge with strategic intent. Among the beneficiaries of this new wave of state-sponsored scholarship is Inizcar, a humble yet brilliant Iruxi astronomer whose quiet observatory now overlooks Talmandor's Bay. She waits, not for the stars to align, but for a ship. A carrack bearing researchers, adventurers, and others selected to aid in her new project, one that could alter not just the future of Talmandor's Bounty, but of Andoran itself. The winds have been favourable, and the voyage from Augustana has been shorter than usual, just 51 days. Now, as the morning sun rises over the waves, the island comes into view. Blue and gold flags snap at full stretch from the masts, and the ship rocks and creaks in the choppy waters as the crew works with excitement. They'll make port within the hour. Below deck, however, the atmosphere is less enthusiastic. In a cramped wooden bunk lies an unfortunate passenger, a dwarf, languishing in the bottom bunk, a bucket near to hand. But landfall is close, and soon the difficult journey will be at an end, but the adventure is just starting. Kirsten, could you describe this dwarf, please?
So, Berikka sits slumped on her bunk, alternating between a low, theatrical moan, muttered prayers for solid ground, and miserable retching into the bucket that's become her most loyal travelling companion since leaving the harbour. Born of Oread blood, she's a dwarf with a steady soul of earth, normally resilient, grounded, unshakable, but even that legacy has done little to anchor her on this infernal shifting deck. Her copper-veined skin, usually glowing with quiet inner light, is dimmed and pallid. The topaz and spinel gemstones embedded along the right side of her body, proud signs of her elemental lineage, have lost their lustre, dulled by salt air and nausea. The brilliant metallic strands in her hair hang limp and tangled, robbed of their usual gleam. What was once the vibrant, magnetic presence of a bard with stories to spare now looks more like a collapsed pile of regret and seasickness. She has lost count of the days. She just knows it's been too many. Her leather armour, too hot, too tight, too much, has been tossed under the bunk. Even her clan dagger and impressive maul lie forgotten somewhere nearby on the wooden deck, untended for the first time in years. Eyes half-lidded, voice barely a whisper, she mutters, "I just want to feel stone again, stone under me boots, not this cursed bucking coffin." She closes her eyes, not in sleep, but in the desperate hope that when she opens them, there will be land.
We move back onto the deck as the deckhands scurry industriously, furling the sails and dropping a drogue so as to reduce speed as the twin docks of Talmandor's Bounty approach. A young ratfolk stands at the prow of the Star of Almas, taking in his first sight of the island, where he'll grab his first taste of real adventure, excited at the upcoming opportunity to experience ancient Azlanti civilization for the first time. Rick, can you describe your ratfolk as he appears at the prow of the ship, please?
He's got his cloak right tightly wrapped around him because of the the mist spraying from the waves, and but he loves the fresh air. He has his hood pulled up, which folds over his big round ears, and you can never tell if he's sniffing the air or nodding yes, because he's always doing that, bouncing his head. And he is using his claws to hold on to the railing because, rat folk and water maybe kind of mix a bit like oil and water. So he doesn't want to go overboard by any means, but he's certainly enjoying the entire experience.
Nice. Now he notices that the town is different from the places he's visited before. Plenty of buildings. He estimates the population at a fair bit under 1,000, but there's space between them and greenery. Beyond the docks sits a large Spartan wooden building situated within a line of trees, from which a road leads east, leading to a newly constructed temple, the town's most impressive building, though his gaze is drawn to an observatory on a hill, southeast of the town. He wonders as to the nature of the job for which he's being hired for, and what the resident of this observatory, his new employer, will be like. A voice behind, but approaching him, calls out, "What are you looking at?" He turns and sees another of the party members recruited at Inizcar's behest. A young human, Varigan, who he's had just over 7 weeks to get to know. Will, can you share what Varigan looks like, please?
So Varigan left his hometown of Absalon at an early age to explore the world, so he is striding confidently across the deck of a ship, being no stranger to sea travel. He is a tall, pale-skinned human, but his slight build betrays his physical strength, as he's no stranger to combat. His short dark hair is swept to one side and his beard is relatively well kept. He wears relatively simple clothing and a well-used breastplate with battle scars and dents in it, covering both his chest and shoulders. And from his waist, a leather-strapped belt hangs a long sword from his left hip. But from his right is an ornately decorated lantern with a light that flickers occasionally. Doesn't seem to be hot, just lets off a light from time to time. Around his neck he has a number of different chains with religious icons, esoterica and cultist symbols. As a result of his heavy armour, his footsteps in the chains, he's very rarely seen before he is heard. And as he approaches, he rattles with each heavy footstep.
Nice. So, the ratfolk and the human engage in conversation, discussing what may or may not be awaiting them once they pull up close to the dock. With their speed reduced drastically, the movement of the ship is more in sync with the movement of the waves, prompting Percival, the young ratfolk sorcerer, to think of how bad things must be for Berikka below decks. 51 days on board ship had been a pretty horrific experience for the elemental bard. Back on the quarterdeck, an orc stands, legs apart, in conversation with the ship's captain, Dorix Imbrex, as he steers the ship with some precision through the markers, marking the channel running directly to Talmandor's bounty, the sailors' port, their destination. He barks orders to the crew members as he does so, though the orc alongside him remains quiet, not wanting to break his concentration. Tommy, can you share a little bit about what your orc looks like, please?
So, Madranna Moonwatcher stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. Her broad shoulders squared and arms crossed as she gazes over the churning waters. The wind whips her dark brown ponytail into a frenzy, the loose strands lashing like a caged beast against her green skin, and that reflection of the barbaric orc beneath. Her arms gleam with an ember-like glow, flickering orange against the weathered tapestry of scars marking her face. Her armour, chainmail, unmistakably dwarven in make, has bands of iron etched with dwarven runes that form a word only understandable to those that know the dwarven language. This craftsmanship at odds with her savage heritage. Even her hair is bound in the dwarven style, adorned with delicate feminine clasps. An unexpected touch for one so battle-hardened. Stranger still, for such a warlike creature, is the absence of weapons. No axe, no blade, only a massive steel shield, emblazoned with a burning sun, encircled by yet another shield. The lone exception is a thick metal gauntlet encasing her right hand, knuckles worn from use. As support draws near, a sudden, wild, almost childlike grin splits her face. She claps the captain on the shoulder with a force that nearly staggers him. "Great work, Captain! It's been a pleasure!" Without another word, she turns and strides towards the deck, her presence as commanding as a storm rolling in.
Nice. And with this we move to an outside view of the Star of Almas, the carrack pulling alongside the jetty, piloted in with some aplomb as sailors leap onto the docks to fasten and secure the ropes. The party have reached Talmandor's bounty, and so our adventure begins. Welcome to Shades of Blood. Hello, everybody. Thank you for that. Let us talk a little bit about where you are. We shall get rid of the music here. We shall put some ambience on and have a little bit of dockside noises going on. So, yeah, let us start up. You have arrived, as we said, in the Sailor's Dock in Talmandor's Bounty. It's a busy hive of activity. 2 boats are currently moored there. And the crew and the people on the shore are busy unloading cargo from this ship and from the larger ship that has already docked. Now, surprisingly, it's not a particularly human-dominated group. Amongst the people working, there are a lot of Athamaru, Azaketi, and Merfolk, which means that, you know, sea-living people living alongside those on land. This is mainly because the town of Talmandor's Bounty has an underwater port adjacent to the one you're currently standing on. Now, you are here expecting to be greeted by an Iruxi by the name of Inizcar, who sent out agents 50-odd days ago to look for people to assist her in an expedition to an ancient observatory. Now, this certainly piqued the interest of some of the party members because they have an interest in Azlanti history. But as you look around the dock, seeing the people working away, you realise that there is no Iruxi to be seen anywhere. And that's over to you. What would you like to do?
I have a small question first.
Go for it.
What is an Iruxi?
It's a lizard folk.
Okay.
I think is the best way to describe it. A lot of the names of the ancestries changed a few years ago to basically prevent a clash with another well-known game. So we basically have a number of new ancestry names as we are playing.
Spooky wizards that live by the sea. Woo!
Yeah. So.
Right, so yeah, I'll come down off the ship, I guess, and just start looking out over the dock, trying to see if I can spot this Inizcar or someone that looks like him.
It's a her.
It's a her.
But yes, it's a her. But yeah, you're looking around. I mean, she'd be pretty distinctive amongst the people that are here. She would definitely stand out. What about the rest of you guys?
So Rika suddenly opens her eyes and realizes that we seem to have stopped moving. There's different sounds moving, people moving about. So she kind of gets her armor back on. The ship still moves a little bit when it's alongside, but it just feels a bit different. And she can sense the fact that they're close to land. So she is utterly relieved, gets her armor on, gathers her things together, straps her dagger on, picks up her maul, washes her face a bit of water on her face to remove any residue of the what is left there, and makes her way up onto the upper deck, and then across the brow onto the docks. She immediately falls to her knees, puts her hand on the ground, and thanks the gods for delivering her from the hell that has been the last 51 days. At this point, she's not even noticed where they are, what's going on. A sailor once told her that the only cure for seasickness is to sit under a tree, i.e. to not be at sea. And therefore she is just grateful at the moment to be off the ship, take some breaths, feel the earth, and will shortly start looking for who she's there for. But at the moment, she's just recovering, and some of the glow returns to her almost instantly. Sort of the glow of her skin and her veins and her gems and her hair, although she really could do with a really proper wash.
I just want to let everyone know, just to embarrass Kirsten now. Kirsten, how many years do you serve in the Navy, Kirsten?
18.
18 years Kirsten served in the Navy. Kirsten gets horrendously seasick, which is why I had her character decided. I mean, the fact that they're an earth elemental and they're away from the earth was one, but also the fact that she struggles on board ship. That I thought
small ships, though. Small ships only.
Small ships, yes.
Boats, really.
I'm sure this sailing ship would cause you grief.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I'd have her character vomiting for the journey rather than enjoying the view from the prow of the ship like the rest of you, or the quarterdeck, as the case may be. What about Percival and Varigan? What are you two guys doing?
Percival is, let's say, melee envious. He's a small, thin little rat folk, so he sticks to pretty much the other three players all the time. So he is always on their coattails, so to speak. So he's right there with the orc and the dwarf and the human for sure.
So he's down there, just behind them. Not okay. And Varigan, what is Varigan up to?
He would confidently stride down the gangplank to the dock, have a sort of stretch, much like Berikka, be quite relieved to see dry land. He's not particularly keen on seaside or sea travel, although he's not unfamiliar with it. Perhaps put a supportive hand on her shoulder and sort of like, there, it's over now. We can get you a drink, get you sorted. But first things first, I think we need to find Inizcar so we can find out what the plan is and what's going to happen going forward.
Okay.
So perhaps
So-
offer a reassuring hand to help Berikka up from her feet.
Yeah, seems nice. So the people work around you. You're on the docks, kind of looking around, waiting to see this Iruxi or the arrival of this Iruxi. And the work carries on unloading the Star of Almat. And it begins to die down. It's been maybe 10, 15 minutes that have passed. The dock workers begin to scatter as the final bits of labour is handled, and some moving on to other tasks, some drifting off to have a chat or take a break. And pretty soon, the docks begin to feel empty compared to what it was just not too long ago. And then a woman's voice rings out from the distance.
Wait! Wait! I'm here! I'm here! You're here for the expedition, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, I'm... Hold on. Just let me get my breath back. Everything's been such a rush. Well, I'm here to fetch you. How do you do? I'm Inizcar. And I guess I'm your new employer. How'd you do? Now, oh, yes. We've got lots of work to do right away, for which I can only apologise. I know you've been on board for weeks. I'll sort out the pay for the time that you've been on there shortly, once we're back at the observatory. But we really must get on. We plan to leave the day after tomorrow, and there's so much to do. And I could really, really, really do with your help. So that is fantastic.
So this
Say no more.
Iruxi is dressed in a light grey mottled vest and matching skirt, over which is a yellow trimmed blue jacket. Her accoutrements suggest an academic, as a satchel sporting scrolls and spyglass is draped over one shoulder, a pair of binoculars hang at her waist, and a red feathered quill is tucked into her outside pocket. However, she has the appearance of disorganised intelligence, if that is such a thing. So I will share a picture with you of what a Inizcar looks like. Now, if you go to your journal in the top right-hand corner, there should be, in a second, a thing called Art Gallery, which will, at the moment you won't see it. In a second, you will.
Yes.
Which should be there now. And I will, as we encounter various people over the course of this adventure, in this, you should now see a Inizcar.
Yes.
Yep.
You do.
Very cool.
Yes, it is. She is quite cool. I've got to be honest. It's not a bad look, as things go. Nice, classic Paizo art. So. Anything you want to say before I rattle into my next bit of speech with my voice changer on, so I don't have to necessarily go straight into that bit?
So where are we going now? Are we staying here, or are we going to a tavern, get freshened up, or are we coming straight with you?
Oh, no, not at all. We're going back to the observatory. I've got lots for you to be getting on with, and we need to start, well, right away, as I mentioned. Now, I gather the four of you had plenty of time to get acquainted with each other, but how about, as we walk to the observatory, you tell me a little bit something about yourself, or at least why my agents hired you. So let's do introductions whilst we walk. Come on, it's this way.
She starts to walk in a eastern direction, heading up the hill. And as she does so, she stops and she points at Percival.
How about you start?
Oh, well, I'm a student of many things, but astronomy and archaeology are my favorites. Well, so is medicine. well, wait, languages too, and art and manuscripts and well, let's just say a lot of things.
Well, I'm glad to have you as part of the team, in which case. Now, so, as you see, this gravel track, this sort of follows around the whole town. There's various junctions so but where we stand here on your left is the cornucopia. It's a nice clean inn and does decent meals too. But it also acts as the town's postal service. So if you're looking to get mail back to the mainland, this is where you come. Steffa runs the place these days, and it's been better for her management, I can say. But yes, so it used to be a bit run down. And on your right here is the bathhouse, where you can get a haircut and shave if necessary. Not that you'll probably be needing a shave. I guess that's not really your thing as a rat folk. And Nijinan, Abasendelium? Not that I expect you to remember that mouthful. Well, he runs the place along with his ghostly little minions. How about you next?
And with this, she points at Berikka.
Oh, all right. So Berikka Veldolo. Well, don't call me Berikka. Just call me Rika. Only my mother calls me Berikka, and only really when I'm in trouble. Bard by calling, bounty hunter by trade, and lover of justice. Obviously, I'm interested in, rare celestial convergence and scholarly expeditions, the mysterious frontier. I mean, who wouldn't want to be part of that, right? And obviously, every great adventure needs a bard to tell the tale.
So, I'm just going to change your view from where you are currently. And you should see, hopefully, a map come up. Can you see that yet, or do you need to have your tokens on there for me to do that? You can see
the
that.
map. Yeah.
Aerial view.
Fantastic. Good. That means that everything's working as it should do. And I've just changed the view on the vid stream. So this is, as I said, this is our first session recording. So a lot of this is a bit new to us. So there may be some teething problems as we go along. But thankfully, not so much so far. So where we stopped, first of all, and where Percival was telling a story was here. So the inn was where I'm pinging now, and the bathhouse was on the other side of the road. Now we then carried up this road, heading. If you zoom out a little, you should see the little bit where it tells you the directions. So east is to the right of the map, so it's actually as it is, never eat shredded wheat from top to bottom sort of thing. So you've headed up the slope to here, and you've turned right, and you've headed down to this junction. And this is the point where, sort of during that walk from the first place you stopped, the second place where Berikka is telling her story. Sorry, I'm not your mum. Berikka was telling her story. And when she gets to this point, she points up the road here.
Well, that's nice, my dear. I take it by the way you're still wobbling somewhat. You're pleased to be back on dry land.
Oh, I am indeed. As you can see from me face and my veins here, I'm not really used to being separated from the earth.
Well, no need to go to sea again during this. You're back on dry land, and you're going to stay on dry land for a good length of time. As long as this expedition's going, you won't need to get on a boat again.
And I thank Abadar for it.
Sorry, I love your accent, like Abadar, because it's it's like, can we say it at that speed the whole time? Because it just makes it sound like something entirely different. Abadar. Right.
So, up that road, the locals know it as Cordwain Way, you've got the Temple of Abadar. It's a new build, and up there as well, you've also got the ropemaker's shop, where you'll find Raging Intrade and his little goblin posse. Anyway, sorry, we need to hear more about, how about you?
And with that, she points at Varigan.
Yeah, so I'm something of an explorer or an adventurer. I originally hail from Absalom and have been on the road for many years now. I'm somewhat of an academic like yourself, but my particular interests lie in the lost lore of ancient civilizations or empires. I've also had a keen interest in the various gods and religions and cults that have sprung up over the years, and I have spent many a time delving in temples and dungeons, trying to, unlock the esoteric secrets and lore of these cultures because I find them just fascinating. So I'm keen to see what the ruins of Azlant have to offer.
So her eyes kind of go wide.
I didn't realise that we'd got two academics joining me. This is really exciting. So if I can just draw your attention now, just down by the coast.
She points down at a little shrine down on the... So as you're walking on that road, down here. You've now kind of walked further along this road to about here, and she points down to this little shrine down there.
So that's the shrine to Gosray down on the beach. Pretty important for a port, I guess. But we're up the hill this way. You can see my observatory up there right now.
And with this, she points to her observatory, which I am pinging on the map right now. You might have to scroll out a bit. It's right up here. And you are currently just turning the corner there. So she starts heading up this hill. And clearly, exercise is not Inizcar's bag. As she is climbing this, it's not even a hill, it's a steady incline, to be honest. She seems slightly breathless. And she gets to this point. And she stops and asks the last member of the party to explain why they're here.
I'm Madranna Moonwatcher. You can call me Mads. You can call me, hey, you, whatever you want. I was raised in High Helm with the dwarfs. My family failed Belskin because they wanted peace, and the orcs there didn't. So I drifted a bit when I was there, trying to find what I wanted to do. There was a temple of Torag. A man there, Selin Thornhammer, the priest, who took me in and showed me a world that I didn't know existed. He brought me to the worship of the bulwark, Auric. And he taught me. He taught me many things. He taught me languages. He taught me history. He taught me old secrets that had been laid bare and had been hidden away. He taught me about society. He taught me about cultures. But he never taught me how to deal with him passing when he died. But he made me promise to go out into the world, to go and stride forth and seek out new things. Not for any god, not for any culture, not for any society, but for me. And so that's what I'm doing. And then that's when I got recruited by your agent.
Well, if I had tear ducts, I'd be welling up right now. That's so sad. I'm pleased to have, and I hope that you'll find family here amongst your colleagues and with me. It's I just let me compose myself. It's so fortunate to have found someone after having already lost, to find someone that would take you in and give you guidance. I often feel that I was raised by a whole clan rather than an individual, and I never made any close bonds. And people found me a little bit awkward. I'm not quite sure why. But the fact that you made this connection is amazing. Anyway, this here on your right and left now, we have Rory's Curiosity here on our left, and we have Levin's Farm. No, sorry, I can never get those two right. We have Romy's on my right and Levin's Farm on the left. And anyway, let me get my breath. Last bit.
And with this, she starts heading up the hill towards the observatory. When you finally get there, you guys, do you know what? Rika's just pleased to be walking on the earth. Regularly sort of like, stroking the odd stone, doing whatever as he's been heading up the hill. Whereas, Inizcar clearly has been struggling, but the rest of you managed the journey without any hassles. Even, the fairly unathletic Percival doesn't seem as troubled with the journey as Inizcar is, which makes you worry a little bit about the journey you have ahead of you once you go on the expedition. The very word expedition implies that she may be struggling somewhat. And you find yourselves right at the top of the hill by the observatory, so you are right up here.
So, this is us. Oh, and the roof attracts, by the way, awfully clever. Allows me to get my telescope right out and see right at the stars. Anyway, like I said, this is us. Make your way in.
And she opens the door for you to enter the observatory. Inside is a mass of papers, charts, books, tools, half-eaten meals. A somewhat embarrassed Inizcar leads you past her work area towards a large storage room on the second floor that she's converted into makeshift dormitories. The accommodations are serviceable enough with a trio of bunk beds, a large table and a few chests for personal storage. She also points you towards a smaller supply closet that serves as a pantry and welcomes you to enjoy anything that you like.
So, this is me. As I said, apologies for the mess. In fact, this is a lot better than it was a few days ago. I had a little bit of a tidy. If you need somewhere more luxurious than this, then I recommend the cornucopia. Because obviously that's a little bit nicer than this. But if you're okay with these accommodations...
Yeah, it's fine. It's better than that bloody ship.
I've slept in worse
then...
places. This will do well.
Good. I'm glad. And the other two, Percival and...
Very nice. Yes, very nice.
I don't mind.
Excellent.
I don't mind where I lay my head.
That's convenient because it's the best I could do under not short notice, but there's not really enough space with everything else going on here. So I guess you're wondering why I hired you. The missives I sent out with the boat originally to my agents were just basically detailed them to find 4 people, preferably a couple of academics, and I'm so pleased that 2 of you are. So as you know, you're in Talmandor's bounty, and we are on the Isle of Ancorato. And Ancorato is going to be so blessed in the near future, as a stellar eclipse will occur that will be visible for some time. Now, before you all go reaching for butterfly pendants and offering prayers to Desna, this is a phenomenon we can explain with science, not one of a mystical or divine nature. Now, we could just watch it from here, that would be adequate. But it's my plan to travel through the jungle to a larger observatory in Shaunakar, situated over the caldera in the centre of the island. Best seat in the house, if you will. Sorry, I'm just a little bit excited about all that. This observatory features Azlanti equipment, more powerful than this little old scope. Once there, we'll spend around a fortnight observing the eclipse and working on some other astronomical research. I'm pleased that some of you have knowledge in this field, or at least an interest. You sounded Berikka, you sounded like you were knowledgeable as well, despite not being an academic. You sounded like you knew a few things.
Oh, yeah, well, lunar convergence theory and that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Anyway, bet you've never had someone as dazzling as me around here.
I've never had anyone around here. No, unfortunately, what I feel bad about this. You've just arrived, and straight away I'm putting you to task. There's a lot of necessary work that needs to be done before we head out that hasn't been completed yet. My assistant, Havilar, didn't complete a number of tasks essential to the trip before he went absent without leave. I was off attending to some of the things that I had to do, presuming he'd deal with them. But as of this morning, there's still stuff to be doing, and he's nowhere to be seen. What tasks still need to be done? Well, there's quite a few. Havilar and I have been spending the last few weeks, sort of trying to get everything done. Ordering supplies from local shops so we have everything we need for the expedition. And he was supposed to collect it all and bring it over to the observatory so we can pack things up for the trip. But since he left, all of the supplies are still with the vendors. You'll need to pick them up while I handle packaging some sensitive astronomical equipment that I'll be using for the research. So hopefully I can leave that with you. Have you got any questions?
Percival was tidying up, actually, as soon as he came in, and she started talking about her, history and her tasks. He's nodding the whole time and listening while trying to organize and clean the workspace. Because she strikes me as kind of like that brilliant pile manager, right? Like they have all these piles of documents and they know exactly where everything is, but Percival's an organized manager instead of a pile manager, so he's trying to clean up.
This is where I find out I've still got the voice changer on, isn't it? And
Yeah.
Yeah, of course
She's
it
probably
is.
like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Leave that alone.
I almost
Don't touch
knew
that.
No, she's quite happy for you to do whatever it is that you're doing. She was clearly embarrassed by the mess. It's just one of those people that, mess just seems to occur wherever she is as she's flitting from one thing to the next. But any questions you want to ask of her at all?
Well, embarrassingly, as Berikka stands there, having recovered a bit from the journey, and seasickness goes away quite quickly, her stomach starts to rumble really loudly because she's now hungry. She hasn't been hungry for 51 days. So she says, did you say something about provisions or something? Was there something we could have something to eat? I haven't really eaten for weeks.
Oh, Berikka, I found some snacks over here.
Cool, Percival. Just I need a little something to bolster me before we set out up and down that hill, because I'm blooming starving.
So yes, in that cupboard there, that's a larder. And there's some. In fact, I only restocked it yesterday. It is one of the few jobs I have managed to get done. Speaking of jobs, there's a list of everything that still needs doing. So if I can just share with you this list, then you can maybe, once you've decided how you want to go about it, crack on with everything that's on it.
Yeah, maybe give that to Percy. He seems like he likes a list.
He
what
does
you find
like
slightly
a list.
irritating is you've just spent 51 days to start doing what it appears to be household chores. Now, whilst Percival clearly seems happy with that because he got started on it before even requested, you will see that this list has a lot of stuff on there still to do. Some of them have been checked off.
Crossed off. Yeah, okay.
So a few of them have been crossed off, but you still have a number of jobs on there. Crates from Kilmar's Carpentry. Cart from Scorga at the Waterport. Food from Andistry. Talk with Summer about horse. Sort arrangements with Tlaytin. Pick up tents at Gritcham's and move supplies to New Cart are the jobs still for you to actually deal with. And now I'll try again. Any questions at all?
Well, Percy takes the list because Rika was spot on. He loves lists. And starts
so you
to
should find, if you need to reconsult, sorry, Percy to interrupt, if you need to reconsult the list at any point in time, if you go to your journals again where you found the art gallery earlier, there is a section saying handouts, and you'll be able to find that journal at any point in time. So I apologise for butting in over you there, but if you want to start again, that would be great.
He suggests maybe starting with the cart and then working like cart. Then we could go get the food, mostly for Berikka, so she can eat some more. But yeah, then basically pick up all the other stuff because we'll have the cart there, right, for the tents and the crates. And
Tommy, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, see that. Percy, that's a great idea, but maybe we want to get the horse first so we can move the cart.
Yeah, horses. That's a good idea.
Isn't there a joke somewhere about Descartes before the horse there somewhere? Isn't there I think before I think therefore I am joke somewhere.
Your carts don't come with horses? Why not?
So, if you wanted to go to get the horse first, then
it's not really the stuff of blooming adventures, is it? But I guess we have to do this before we get going. Wiping the crumbs from some bread and cheese that I found in the pantry. I think a glass of wine that I'm chucking to. Oh, that feels better. Starting to feel better already.
So, as I said, as you can see from the list, we have got a horse sorted. I made payment to Carrollby's horse ranch. So you just need to head over there and secure our new animal. And then I guess you can use that to do whatever with if you can get the other bits and pieces sorted, then you've got a horse to assist with the moving of stuff. So yes, just head down to the horse ranch, and I'm sure that you're looking for Court. Is his name Court Carrollby?
Court.
It's short for Harcourt, but
okay, got it.
Nobody calls him that, as far as I'm aware.
No, get that.
It's about this up here, then, isn't it?
So, looking at your map, there is a corral, like a big corralled area, which I will just ping for you when I can get my bits and pieces out of the way. Over here. So, southeast of where you are?
Cool. So horse cart stuff. Boom. Let's do it.
Plan.
Well, I'll be getting on with my stuff, and I'll leave you to the task at hand as far as everything else then. And good luck. We've got today and tomorrow to get everything done, but I'd like to have it all packed up by the end of tomorrow. I don't want to be doing it on the day that we expect to leave. So if you could really get to it, that'll be amazing. Oh, and I did mention that I had some money for you. And it's a silver piece per day for your travel. So that's 5 gold and 1 silver to start off with. Just bear with me while I get some money.
She disappears momentarily, goes downstairs, and you hear rummaging amongst the mess. This room that is prepared for you is a lot more tidy. Although, in fact, it's tidy now because Percival's done a great job while all this is going on. But downstairs is still a mess, and you hear her rummaging around through stuff, and she's, it's like, oh, there's a bit, oh, there's another coin, and after a short, maybe 10 minutes or so, she comes back up to you guys and divvies out money. So if you each want to add 4 gold and 11 silver to your coinage, please. If you just open your character sheet, I'll let you do that. And then I guess we can head on down to Carrollby's horse ranch.
Berikka has cheered up no end. Bit of food, bit of fresh air. She's like, oh, isn't the ground brilliant? Like, it isn't moving. It's brilliant. I love it. Beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful here. Can you smell it? It's just lovely.
And just for that, we should now have some sounds of animals and birds and trees and all the things that don't involve seaside. So a wonderful selection of noises just for Rika. So you head down the slope. You decide that for the sake of, travelling, it's probably best to go down the road and along rather than go cross-country across the hill, because there's a little bit of a sleep and the grass is a little bit damp and so on, so you probably don't want to go skidding away. So you head down the road and you head along the path, along here, and it gets to the point that you can see a gate in the eastern fence, sort of about where I'm pinging now. By which, working on the fence, you see what you presume to be Harcourt Carrollby. And again, I am going to share an image with you guys.
It's easy. Horse, cart, stuff.
Stuff.
Food. There's definitely food.
Yep, definitely food in there. Tent.
Yes.
Carrollby, is that right?
Yes.
Harcourt. Okay, yep, I see him.
And I am...
Pale, isn't he? Doesn't look like someone who works outside.
No, he doesn't look like someone who works outside, which is kind of where the the next little bit of stuff that I was about to say takes you. So dressed in a tidy, if slightly dust-smudged coat and high-collared shirt, better suited to city salons than open pastures, Harcourt Carrollby is a man visibly caught between two worlds. His sharp cheekbones and neatly parted dark hair mark him as someone of refined breeding, but his hands are calloused from fence repairs and everyman tasks. When the party approach, they find him bent over a stretch of fencing, jaws clenched, sleeves rolled up, one boot planted in the stubborn earth, and he glances up and waves with a casual, almost automatic friendless. But the moment recognition flickers in his eyes, his expression shifts. A flush creeps up his neck and ears, and his posture stiffens, as if caught in some minor act of scandal, like a nobleman discovered mucking out stalls.
Hi. You must be, Inizcar's people. Harcourt Carrollby. Though everyone calls me Court. She said you'd be along today, but you find me in a bit of a predicament.
He stops working on the fence, stands, and gets out a pre-rolled cigarette from a silver case in his pocket before sparking up.
I received her funds, but she clearly misunderstood the missive that I sent regarding the prices. She mistook the price per hand of a beast to be the price. What she paid me is in no way sufficient, barely enough for a down payment. However, I hear that she's, hired you people for something pretty important to her, and she's such a nice individual, so I may have a solution for you. Pop over to the stables, they're just over there, and find Summer. She should be able to help you out.
He points you in the direction of the stables, which are over the far side of course, they're not close. Right,
so is he
over...
trying to have us? Is he trying to wheedle more money out of us, or is it genuine?
You can do a sense motive check. You can make the first roll of the game if you would like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Where is that? Oh yeah,
Same
I've got
place
it.
as
I've got it.
always.
No, I've got it. I've got it. I found it.
Okay. Oh, it's so weird here seeing first level characters roll dice. Who dropped that one? Somebody. There we go. Somebody dropped a big roll on me there. By the looks of things. Percival. No, it wasn't you. Madranna. I thought someone dropped a 20 there. Obviously not. However, all of you are pretty confident that he is telling the truth, that he's genuinely concerned, and it appears that it was in fact an Inizcar that made the error.
Not surprised.
How much is
So-
it off?
Well,
I guess we can ask.
No, you can ask him that, sure.
So what's the difference?
Well, this is embarrassing. She paid, as I said, she paid the price per hand of the horse. And the horses are about 13, 14 hands, so she's paid about 7% of the price.
Didn't
But
think to tell her. No, didn't mention it
Well,
before.
She just sent she sent the money with her man, the one that does the running and fetching for her.
Oh yeah.
But she just sent me a letter saying, "Here's the money for the horse, as discussed," and it was a fraction of it. But we do have something we can do for her. I feel sorry. She clearly hasn't been able to juggle the funds, because I can't imagine her having set aside, 14 times the amount she sent me. So, yes, just go talk to Summer. She'll sort you out. No problems at all.
Very well.
Rightio.
Sorry, your voice changed there. That was not quite the same voice as previously. You sounded more like the guy from Friday Night Dinner, or whatever it's called there. Was it good Friday? Is it Friday Night? What's the program called?
Friday night dinner with the Jewish family. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded more like the next door, the only me guy there for a second. Right.
Hello, Jackie.
That's the one. There we go. That was the voice. The last thing you said was in that voice.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go see Summer.
Okay, you want to go and see Summer. So you head over towards where Summer is, and I will just... And there we go. So we knew it happened at some point today. So everyone gets to know, Rufus, our recent rescue dog, likes to join in our games. He doesn't like to feel left out, so he frequently has a little bit of a bark, normally at something, a random noise, any unexpected object in the bagging area, or pretty much anything he will like to join in. So you will probably get used to that over the course of our sessions. So as you head out across the corral, a young girl, who you presume to be Summer, starts leading a slightly undersized mule out of the stable building. So there should be a couple more pictures appearing in your handouts in a second.
Not yet.
No, because it's not saved it yet. It's just gone configure ownership. I've changed it to being everyone can see, and it's just sitting there and it's there now.
There she is.
And along with her is a mule who is not regular sized, although some of you that played in our recent game will recognise it as being an ordinar.
I'm instantly in love with that mule.
You're instantly in love with the mule?
Mr. Oates is the best.
That's someone raised in high, been raised in high. I'm guessing I'd recognise it as an blah blah blah. Aminar.
As an
Since they're
ordinar?
quite common in that state, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ordinar.
What
So-
is that? Says Berikka. That ain't a horse.
It's an it's an Oggendar. They're tough little critters.
I mean, it looks
Big critters.
yeah, it looks tough. It looks, beefy. I'm presuming it can tow along a cart. Oh, Summer. Was it Summer?
So you're still at a distance at the moment. You can only see this from a distance, and but as she approaches,
Is she within hailing distance now?
you can certainly hail her. So heading across, the young girl who you presume to be Summer starts leading this undersized mule out of the stable. Then she's strikingly poised. There's a definite confident gait to her. Her attire, much like Court's, isn't really typical ranch wear. High polished boots with detailed embroidery, snug trousers tucked into them, and there's a finely tailored cream blouse cinched with ornate brass buttons, as well as a cape draped over one shoulder. And there's a sash tied just above her elbow. Unlike the picture, she's not carrying weaponry. Her hair's pulled back in a braid and tucked under a wide-brimmed hat, ordained with a blue ribbon and proud plume. Despite the theatrical flair of the outfit, there's nothing frivolous about her demeanour. Every movement is practiced and deliberate, and she leads the mule, Orgdinar, horse, whatever it might be, across to meet you. There's a faint smudge of dust on her cheek, and her gloved hands hold the mule with familiarity. In fact, she's stroking the side of its head as she approaches. So she is now close enough that you can greet her.
Who there? So you're the ones that get to take Mr. Oates, I gather? Well, you better be treating him right. I've raised this one since he was a foal. He's as good as a horse and twice as loyal.
Hello, Mr. Oates.
She approaches close enough for you and sort of offers for each of you to kind of say hello. She gestures.
Say hi, he's friendly and he's incredibly loyal. He's the best boy. He likes to be groomed daily. You'll need a firm brush and a soft brush, and he likes his mane and his tail combed every day. He'll never start or bite if you bonded with him. He's a good boy. And he loves oats, obviously, hence the name. Although carrots, too. Carrots retreat. Don't give them too many, he gets fat. And he's brave. He's the bravest of boys. We had a wolverine in the pen once, and I was a good few years younger than I is now, and he just stomped and stomped at it until it died, and all to protect me. He's the bestest. I do trust that you'll look after him.
Can everybody, if they're anyone that's saying hello to Mr. Oates, can they make a the nature check that involves like spending time with animals and communicating with animals?
I have one skill I do not have.
Is that command?
Can you
an
make
animal?
the? Sorry.
Is that command an animal or?
Yes, it is. I mean, yeah. If you can make that as a roll, that would be good.
Before I do, could I perhaps use my knowledge of all things weird and wonderful to see what I know about this particular creature and
you can make a recall knowledge check by all means.
Yeah,
Anybody wants to may do so.
I've got diverse lore, so I can use my esoteric lore at a -2 penalty for anything not related to creatures, haunts, or curses.
Anything not related to creatures. So.
Yeah, so with esoteric lore, it can be for anything to do with creatures of any kind, haunts or curses, but with diverse lore, I can do it using a -2 penalty for literally any subject.
Anything. Okay.
Anything, yeah.
So
as this is a creature.
Just going to share a little bit. So we started doing a recorded session a little while ago, and Percy's character and Berikka's character are holdovers with a few tweaks from that one that we recorded. In that, Percy had a rather troubling incident with an Orgdinar where he got trampled by them. So I find it a real delight that today the creature seems very fond of Percival. You may make that recall knowledge check. Have you done so? Oh, you've done so already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know that this is an Orgdenar, that they are quite good at avoiding, like they're quite fearless, can be a little bit stubborn, and some people have them as animal companions. They are basically small, slightly longer mules. They're covered. They're sort of prized by dwarves, which is why, other than getting the name slightly wrong, Madranna did know that what it was and pointed it out. So yeah, you kind of know a fair few things about it between you.
Yeah.
Can everyone make their command animal check? So Percival is good.
I'll approach it with sort of wide-eyed fascination, like, oh, an Ogdenar. I've never seen one, a live one. I've only ever studied bones in ancient dwarven tombs, and I'll sort of approach quite eagerly to say hello.
Well, I will approach and speak in Dwarvish to it, saying, you're a good boy, aren't you? You're a good boy.
Okay.
And
you make your roll too.
Uh-oh.
I'm hero pointing that one, by the way.
You're going to hero point the saying hello to Mr. Oates. Okay.
Yes.
Start as we
This
mean
is
to
not a
go on.
1.
And have a 6 instead. Okay. So
It's better than a 1.
Mr. Oates.
Embarrassing getting bitten at this point, wouldn't it?
I mean, how amusing is that be? It's just like, we're there, we're off, we're saying hello to a friendly mule, and he bites us. Would be the most inauspicious start. So, Madranna, and so it appears that those that have dwarven taint, those that were raised by dwarves or that are dwarves, Mr. Oates doesn't take too kindly to. He doesn't, he doesn't bite at you or be unpleasant to you. He's just kind of indifferent to you. He's not like warmed to you. However,
Feelings mutual, actually. I'm a bit disappointed that it is no bigger than me.
it's the same height as you to its back. So yeah. However, Varigan, it really loves the fact that he was talking to it and whatever and greeted it, and Percival it likes. So the two of them, get on well, and Summer's there.
So we've basically we're going to hire for the money that was sent. We're going to hire out Mr. Oates because, as I said, I've raised him, and I would very much like him back. So if you could do your very best to make sure that no harm befalls him, I would really appreciate it.
Summer, you have my word. I will protect Mr. Oates with my life.
Wow, there's a promise not waiting to backfire.
Yeah. Summer, I will defend Mr. Oates. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So you are seeming very disappointed in the fact that it's not a proper horse. It's almost like, do you know what? This is rubbish. You're just like a toy donkey. It's kind of where you're at.
It is not the animal of heroes, is it?
It really isn't. No, it is not the animal of heroes.
It is not an auspicious start to my bardic tale.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, but you can use some creative embellishments when you recall the tale. A mighty warhorse versus Mr. Oates.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see
running errands, right? Running errands, not exactly the adventure you'd sing about.
No, I mean, as starts go,
and the donkey.
As starts go, it's like, go and do some tasks around town for me, please. And then can you then pick up a shit horse?
I am still riding high on the fact that it is not. We are not pitching and yawing.
Okay. So you, for getting Mr. Oates, you get 30 experience points for the privilege of getting a shit horse, or a good boy Orgdenar. Let's look at it from two different perspectives, depending on whether he liked you or didn't like you. So you've made your promises to Summer. He looks pretty sturdy, though, in all fairness. He looks like he could pull a cart. He looks like he could take stuff laden up. He looks, at the moment, she's given him a couple of bags of oats, which are strapped to his, on like panniers over his back. And he's kind of like looking at and thinking, I could be doing that. I could be eating that. But you now have yourself a beast of burden.
Percival asks how to brush and maintain, because she had mentioned that he needs to be, brushed every day, or that she brushed him every day. But he doesn't have a brush, so maybe she could loan hers to him. But he's happy to brush the Odinar or whatever.
Oh, do you not have grooming gear? I presumed if you were taking on a just bear with me. I'll go back in the stables and get you some. Certainly, you can take some with you. We have
thank you.
plenty here, so.
She whizzes in and comes back with 2 brushes and a comb. Is a hard brush, a soft brush, and a tangle comb, like a metal toothed comb for doing the mane and tail with. If anyone's ever had to do a horse's mane or tail, it's a bastard and they hate it. They love the rest of it, but that bit they do not like one bit. So yeah, you have yourself in your party now is a riding horse.
And then Percival brings up the situation of the difference in pay, and that her husband or her brother suggested we talk to her.
Her uncle, sorry. Yeah.
Her uncle, okay.
Yeah. So basically, what they've done is, because she sent a fraction, a 14th, 7% of the actual cost of buying a horse. They're basically having like an unlimited loan of Mr. Oates for as long as required for that price.
Okay, that's the agreement. Okay.
Yeah, they're happy for that to be, what you are able to pull carts with, do whatever with. So that is cool. And Mr. Oates will be pleased with the work. So
seems like a bargain.
It does seem like a bargain. So where now? You have yourself a horse. Summer basically bids you farewell. She's like,
Please, as I said, take the best care of him. Don't forget, it's hard brush, soft brush, comb, that order. That's the way he likes it. And plenty of oats, and if you can find some carrots, then he does love them, but not too many. No more than a couple a day, because he will get fat on those. But
She stops and she throws both arms around the neck of this Orgdenar.
Good boy, Mr. Oates. Be good. They've said they'll look after you, so just be the bestest boy like you always are.
So we can walk him to where the cart is, I guess.
So you have a bridle with like a halter lead attached that you can lead him by. I would say that it would need to be Varigan or Percy at this point in time that are leading him, because he's more likely to respond to them, because he really liked Varigan and liked Percival and was indifferent towards the other two. So he's more likely to follow the lead of one of the two that liked him.
I'm more than happy to lead Mr. Oates.
So just a quick reminder for the stream, just exactly what Mr. Oates looks like. So I'm sharing. So although you guys can't see it right now, I'm sharing a picture of Summer and Mr. Oates to the stream. And then I am back on there. So let's put you back in the clown car, as it's commonly known, which is the party token.
I like the meeples.
You are back in the clown car. So where would you like to go next?
Head down to the port to get the cart.
Yeah, from
Yep.
Skorga at the waterport.
So you can still see the boats at the sailor's port. You've got to go to the water port to go and pick up the cart to see Skorga. And the one thing you did learn before you went is that Skorga is an Athamaru, which when you see him, you'll know that what that is. So let's move your clown cart, which is now you and your...
How long does it take us to get around the town?
So walking from the port to the observatory earlier took like, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it's tiny then.
It's, yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit more, maybe, yeah, because she was a bit slow up the hill, maybe a little bit longer, 12 minutes. I would say, yeah, about, yeah, sort of 10 minutes to walk from the port to the observatory. So not masses of time in that respect. Okay, so you head on down to the waterport. And that was where we left episode 1. Join us in 2 weeks' time for episode 2, A Horse, Cart, Stuff.